Personally, I always thought by year three, I know offensively, I felt like we'll be where I wanted us to be. I thought it usually take you about a good 3 years for everyone to really figure out what's going on. Not only figuring it out, but we had to get the right personnel in here, and then you had to recruit the kids and then develop them and to be the players that you want them to be. And it was going to take a while, but I thought it was going to be year three, and my kids, like I say, put us ahead of schedule in there in that process of being what we can be. And I think it's only going to get better. I think offensively we're going to be exciting to watch, and I think defensively will be exciting to watch. Um, yeah, big things to be better than it was last year. That's what I expect from it. Like Coach Wells was talking about earlier, our offensive line. It's the reason why those guys were up here. They're the infrastructure to what we do. I call them the tunnel workers. They get none of no credit. The tunnel worker, they the infrastructure of America and all these buildings and everything. And it's kind of like our line. They're the infrastructure of our program, and they don't get any credit, but they're building it. They laid the foundation. And again, and we all talk about Bobby, but if you just go back to some of the quotes Bobby made when he came up here, he always gave credit to his offensive line, and he realized that he couldn't do what he did without those guys. And it's a blessing that we have all but one of those guys back, and we feel really good about it. And you can see a difference in them in training camp now. Those guys have been working, and kind of what I was talking about being year three before we get going. You see a lot more efficient from our offense in the run game and in the pass game than what we have in the past. He's gonna have a lot of roles, not just at running back, but other positions on our field in the kicking game, return game, um, in the passing game. But I don't think it'll just be Antonio. I mean, I think we have a staple of running backs back there, and it'll be a crying shame for us to not play some of those guys, have them on the sideline and not play for us. So I can see it being more of a running back by committee, and again, we can be more excited for whomever in there playing for us right now. Well, Ace is he's still rehabbing his shoulder. I guess he got behind in his rehab when he had the injury back in December, so it put him behind a little bit. So now he's working on getting that shoulder right before he can get out and show us what Ace Wells can do. He's able to do some individual drills for us now, but he can't do any contact. And at that position, you got to have a little contact. It's their last go around, and we're expecting big things from those guys. They played a lot of football around here, and we're expecting for all of them to go out on the bang. And those guys expect the same thing. And you got a guy like Jamarcus Allen, who's one of the heart and soul of our defense. Everyone talks about Andrew Jackson, but Jamarcus is a big part of why we have the success. Jamarcus is a big part of why Andrew Jackson have the success that he have. And Ramel Lewis, Kenny Martin, those guys, again, guys that have been around here for a while. And then Q Smith. I think Coach Mathis said earlier, he has a chance to be one of the best pass rushers in the country, and that's legit. I mean, the kid is really, really good, and I'm so excited to see him play this year too. Well, we're gonna change that by the way we win, by the way on the field. That's the only way you change that thing. All that other stuff really doesn't matter. What they picked us. See, those guys aren't always right. Last year they had a seventh, so they're not always right. And like I told our football team, let's not let anybody else label us. Let's go out and label ourselves. And that's how it's going to be around here. And with the excitement around this is a beautiful thing. And I came back with a lot of excitement around here. And now to see the excitement and everyone ready for football season, that's how it should be. WKU athletic has always been big time around here, and we got away from it for whatever reason it was, and now it's coming back, not just football, but all over. We got a chance to make this thing special, and it's not going to happen just with us winning. It's going to happen with this entire community to get on board, and let's make this thing special. Two things we didn't do last year. We didn't win our conference, something we want to do every single year. We want to win our conference, and we want to go to a bowl game and win that. And we didn't do that last year. So we got better, and I always talk about getting better. You're getting worse, and we got better as a football team, but we didn't accomplish any of our goals that we set out to, and that's motivation by itself. If you can't get motivated by that, then um, I don't know what's going to get you there. The one thing our guys understand is that you can't take one game for granted. Every single game you got to go out there and do your best to win that ball game, because you leave it up to someone else to make those decisions, and we don't want to do that. And again, we take care of our business against Arkansas State, and it wouldn't have been an issue. So we know we have a lot of work to do, and as a football team, and again as a community, to make sure that those things don't happen again. So, but our guys are fired up, and they always. I think this is a learning experience for our guys. I go back. I think the football gods wasn't ready for us to go bowling and win the conference championship. He threw out a little carrot and gave us a little bit. He gave us a little better. He didn't have us miserable anymore. So, but you got to crawl before you walk, and you always have some bumps along the way. But if we keep our eyes on the prize, then we won't even feel those bumps. And once we get the prize, we won't remember those bumps. Let's go. Adam Smith, Sean Conway, Seth White, Cam Clemens, Luis Polanco, one of the guy, Kadeem Jones, who I think can be one of the best is one of the best fullbacks in the country. Jack Doyle, K1 Jakes, who we're looking to have a big time year. I think that kid's going to have a fantastic year for us. Bo Brand, Willie McNeil's back. Willie's back. Jonathan Dowling, Kareem Peterson, Terrence Smith. We all know about Andrew Jackson, the Boyd brothers. Again, you might think I'm joking around, but I think all these guys have the potential to have a breakout year for us. I mean, they've been in the system. And you watch them in practice, things will just happen naturally to them now. It's not, you don't find yourself, come here, what did I tell you to do? You don't find yourself doing that anymore. Guys are doing it. You find yourself like, great job. That's a heck of a job. We come to the point now where we have plays of the day, kind of like ESPN top 10 plays. We have top 10 plays in practice, because we all talk about making plays, and we've been seeing some really, really nice plays in practice, and it's like we got to get that on film and make sure our guys know that's exactly what we're looking for around here. So I think we have a lot of talent on our football team, and a lot of guys have a potential to have a breakout year for us. Yeah, I'm still that guy, but again, you don't hear me saying emotionally hijacked anymore, and I was emotionally hijacked a lot when I first got here, and a big part of it is just, again, a process, and our guys understanding the way we're going to do things around here. And it wasn't going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. And, again, that goes back to where I say our players put us ahead of schedule, is that they bought into it, and sometimes it takes a while for them all to buy into it. But our guys bought into it and have taken it to another level for us now. And I don't get emotionally hijacked now. And I have guys coming to talk to me now. I always said it was lonely up top, and now guys are stopping by and say hello. And I tell you, the great thing is we can't keep our kids away from our facility now. When I first got back, they didn't want to be around, and you can't keep them away. They days off, those guys are around there, and that's a beautiful thing to have. I always thought we was making progress, even when we were losing. I thought there was progress within our program, and as we kept going, I thought more guys started to buy in, and we started to see that just by the way we play, and not just playing, but the way our guys are in the classroom too. You start to see progress in the classroom too. So it's always been progressive. I mean, we always been going in the right direction, and I don't think we've taken a step back since I've been here. I think we've been going right along the way, and I know a lot of people look at the Indiana State game as a setback, but again, it can't be a setback when you hadn't done anything. So we was still a progress, and that was probably the game that really got us to turn things around, really opened all of our eyes. Well, we always competing around here, and one thing about our kids, they all want to play. You know, they'll make excuses if you let them, but they all want to play, and if they all understand that they got to do something in order to play, and we'll have a better football team. And guys are ticked when they're not in those red pants, you know, and we want them to be ticked off, you know, and um, they all when they come to me and Coach White ain't get on the red pants, you know, either I say go I talk to Coach Guidry or I tell them do something. You know, did you do something? No. Okay, then it's simple. You know, you go out and make plays and do what you're supposed to. You have on the red pants, but I think it's been great motivation for our defensive guys and has amped up the competition on that side of the ball. And I thought it was a great idea, and you got those guys stand out. You know, it's special to be a defensive starter for us. You know, that's how we want it around here, and we're starting to get it now because we plan on having a big time defense, big time defense. Yeah, that's only. I mean, that's all. Unless they change the rule where we can go like Canadian football, it's only 11 guys. You know, it's no 12 guys. I don't. Again, we're not gonna keep it black and white. You know, we're not gonna sugarcoat it, and you gotta do something, and that's how it's gonna help our football team. It's gotta be special to be in those red pants. It can't just be I'm in here and I'm happy I'm in here now, and then you go out and lay an egg. You know, we need some consistency. You know, and that's one thing we're looking for our guys, and want guys staying in those red pants. I think it's one of 12 opportunities for us. We talk about it. I was coming here and said I'm not going to talk about that UK, and that's so far ahead. You know, we got to play Austin Peay, we got to play Alabama, and I'm sure UK is not worried about Western right now. They got to play Louisville. So, but one thing I will say that I'm excited about is that I think we changed that perception a little bit around here. Before, when I got here, it was, oh, you're going to lose by 40 points. Last year, they broke it down to 25 points, you know, and to me, again, that's progress in our program, and people starting to look at us a little different, and that's what we want them to do, look at us different. We're not just going to be a just whipping boy around, and we're going to go out and compete and compete to win all of our games, not just UK, but all of them, Alabama, Austin Peay, and Southern Miss, and the entire Sun Belt. That's our goal. That's what we're setting out to do, and we don't care who it is. You know, we don't care who it is, and one thing I do know is our guys know that they can compete with anybody on our schedule. I think Bobby chances is great. I thought they were great when he left here, you know, and I thought someone would get a steal. And Coach Harbaugh loved Bobby. He loved the way he plays, loved the way he practiced, loved the way he carried himself. And I said, Coach, I told you. I told you you're going to get a good one. I told you so, you know, and talked with Jim Harbaugh. He's like, Willie, why didn't you sell Bobby Rainey to me a little more than what you did, you know? I told you, the numbers don't lie. You know, and you hear Coach Harbaugh, John, talk about those guys that are productive in college are the guys that are productive in the NFL. You know, so and what he's doing right now is no surprise to me, and I'm sure it's not a surprise to him. And expect big things for Bobby, and respect for him to make that football team. Oh, it's huge. I think guys like Coach Wells and Coach Mathis don't take anything for granted. You know, and they've been there. They knew where we were. I think also they knew that we won a lot of ball games when we didn't have all of this stuff, and that we can get it done. You know, but it's great for them to be able to be a sounding board for some of these new coaches that's coming here and not understanding what WKU has been through. You know, and going through the transition, and it's been great, and those guys has been tremendous for us and helping us build our program. And I think everyone has just been better, you know, at doing those things. And it was a process. Those things weren't going to happen just overnight. And unfortunately, some guys had to go through those things in order for us to get to where we're at now. And I think that's the most important thing, is that we all appreciate those guys, you know, the coaches and players and all. They all were good players and good coaches, and unfortunately, we just went through a bad spell there, you know. And hear people saying, "Oh, Willie got his players in here now," and these are WKU players. You know, they all been WKU players, and you look at a lot of our players that are making plays for us. They've been here for a while, you know, and didn't recruit him. They just changed their mentality and starting to do something now and making things happen. So I never look at it as my player or anyone else's players. You know, these is WKU players, and we got to put it on our guys to make sure they represent those letters on the front of that jersey. I will be very, very disappointed if that game is not sold out. You know, there's no more excuses, and we're not going to blame anyone. We all got to do something. You know, we got to make this to where it's the place to be on Saturdays here in Bowling Green. You know, that's how it's going to get to where I envision it to be. You know, I talking about creating national identity. You know, we're not just going to do it as a football team. We got to do it as a community. You know, we have a beautiful stadium. Beautiful stadium. We have beautiful people here in Bowling Green, and we need to all get our beautiful selves and get up here and tailgate, have fun with our families and our kids, and come in that stadium and making a snake pit for anybody to come in here and play. You know, and I don't care who we're playing. You know, so what is Austin Peay coming in here? You know, oh, it might not be. I hear this. It might not be that packed because it's Austin Peay, but the Southern Miss game is going to be packed. You got to be kidding me, really? Okay, how about Austin Peay game is going to be packed because WKU is playing today. You know, WKU is the team to go out there and watch. You're not going to watch that other team. You're going to watch WKU go out there and put on one heck of a performance for our community, our fans here in Bowling Green, and that's what it's going to take. And we all got to believe. You know, I know there for a while we all had doubts, and that's understandably so. You know, but hopefully those doubts are erased now, and we can all jump aboard, all get along with this, and make this thing special, you know, because I truly do believe it can be special. And it will be, you know, it will be, and not going to stop until it is, you know, and plan on it being that way this year, you know. We're not going to leave it up to the bowl committee. They have no choice. That team is on fire. Their fans are on fire. Their fans will travel and go places, you know, and I tell our fans, come and be a part of it. It's going to be something special. Be a part of this thing. You miss out if you don't. Yeah, Freddie came around the other day now. Freddie came around, and he was up there on the fence twiddling his thumbs and searching for guys who he wanted to go get on their shoulders, you know. And I will say Freddie got on a couple guys' shoulders out there the other day, you know. But I think we have more watch guys out there now. Going to be around to make sure he don't get inside our stadium. So we had a lot of support staff, and I got them all around the stadium to make sure that little guy don't get in there. And he's small, so he's hard to find too. So, but we'll make sure that he don't get in there. Got to brush him off. Y'all know who Freddie Soft is, right? That little green guy. That little green guy on his shoulder. Oh, he hadn't been around. I heard he was on his way through Bowling Green, you know, and so the other day he stopped by. You know, he stopped by, and but we made sure that he got out of here quick.